I came to KA in 6th grade. This was my first time transferring to a different school. My mom didn't want me to continue a public school education because she was afraid I would change, and little did she know how much I would change over the next 7 years at KA. Mostly in a good way, I'd like to think. During my time at KA, I met the most incredible people, other students who became close friends, but also teachers who challenged me but also loved me. I don't think that is a normal experience, but it is a powerful experience. But my experience at KA didn't only change me. It changed my whole family. My family didn't know much about the rules that come with Catholicism. I knew what Mass was, but I didn't know I could have a personal relationship with God. I went to CCD for 8 years and attended Vacation Bible School and occasionally prayed rosaries with my cousins and went to Sunday Mass sometimes. But at Koinonia, my teacher would ask us about Sunday's Gospel and everyone would know. Gradually, through the influence of my classmates and teachers, I began praying for the desire to go to Mass. Personal prayer was new to me and I didn't know if I was doing it right. But eventually, I found myself going to every Mass, sometimes alone, and genuinely enjoying it. When I would ask my sister Angie for rides on Sundays, she always reminded me that I wasn't going to hell if I didn't go to church. So I started to pray for her and for my family that we would start going to church together. And somehow, everyone started going. That would have been enough, but our family's transformation wasn't over yet. I brought home everything I learned from school. I would try to talk to my family about it. I was probably a little pushy. Confession was a little hard, given that you're supposed to tell a priest the things you're ashamed of. But my friend Ian invited me to go with him, and suddenly, I was going to confession most Saturdays, and eventually, my sister hopped on the train. Koinonia showed me how beautiful and how deep the life of faith is, and I wanted that for my family. I was learning that a love for God touches every part of your life, and for my family, this included my parents' marriage. My parents had a good and happy marriage, but they were not married in the Catholic Church. I began telling my parents that they could get married in the church. I would talk to my dad and try to convince him that it was a really good thing. And I am fairly persistent, as you might have gathered. And I am very grateful to say that this past summer, Maria, Ixim, and Ixim were married at St. Joseph's Church in North Plainfield, New Jersey. Before speaking to you tonight, I spoke with my mom, and she credits me going to Koinonia, and God, obviously, with giving us that extra push that led her to get back to full communion with the Catholic Church. She asked me to tell you all tonight that she's the happiest she's been, that every single time she goes up to receive Jesus, she is filled with the excitement a person has when seeing someone they love for the first time in a while. She told me that my dad prays every night, something I never imagined could be possible. So what difference has KA made in my life? It has made all the difference.